Are we? Are we? There we go. Okay, cool. We're here. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging on for us. We are live. Oh, and I didn't get the Roll20 chat up. Sorry. Sorry, it's been so long.
Well.
There we go. Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, welcome everyone to the third in what I'm expecting to be a 4-part playtest series for Vault Peddlers, our tabletop RPG, our TTRPG game focused on community in the face of the post collapse. As always, I'm your humble dungeon master, game master. God, I am lost for words today. Taylor Lanham. And Corey, talk for a minute, because I'm so tongue-tied. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Taylor's our archivist. This is the word we have decided to use for game
master. That's right.
So this is our third playtest of Vault Peddlers, our priority system. We've been working on this for the last year or so. And we have some great people with us. Great people, you want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Adam Patterson. I am actually the greatest person. I'm playtesting Hank, who is appropriately enough the tank, and kind of the melee bruiser or equivalent for this here party.
Absolutely, and we have Nick.
Yeah, I'm third greatest, and I'm playing a tree person with a larger tree grandma that has a bad attitude, which I enjoy.
That's absolutely true. What's the name of your character?
My character's name is Nectar, and then Daisy is gigantic animal grandma.
Obviously, and we have Adam Young. Yeah,
would be remiss.
Sorry.
To say it's fine. I'm over it. Why would you draw attention? The easiest way to move on is to not draw attention to it.
It is, and yet it's the hardest. And yet it's the hardest thing to resist.
Well, I mean, just like me resisting saying that I rode your great grandma tree all the way out of the forest as Viero Cogler, kind of the trash person tongue of the party, bit of an engineer who cobbled himself together.
Nice. Yes, absolutely. So we have a Polyutar, a human, and we have an Ember fight. Last session, Happy Hammers episode 2. We got into a bit of a pickle, huh? Everyone did a little bit of you crushed some peeps.
Tactical retreat, I think, is how I would have named the last bit. Yeah. We were doing well while they were reasonably sized opponents, and then we did well to run away when it was an irresponsibly large opponent.
All right, let's not sugarcoat anything. We were running away before that creature showed up.
That's fair. We didn't kill anything. We just ran away really good.
I mean, to be fair though, y'all entered the forest with the intention of just passing through, which is exactly what you did. So I mean, really, I don't know. I actually think y'all did very well. And it definitely brings us into kind of our current situation, where you are all now emerging right around here on the map on Roll20. From the western end of the realm of the Glade folk. You've got a little ways to go yet before you hit the Aracia Research Facility at the end of this little peninsula over here. So I am curious to know, Hank, are you still driving, or are you switching back off with Daisy kind of off and on? And if so, Nectar, as the pharaoh of the group, what kind of pace is the caravan setting as you guys make your way through the plains of Eba?
So you're talking about on the backside of... Oh, I can't move this map. On the backside of this... There it is. Okay. So we just came out of the... Yeah, right there.
Exactly.
Right where you just clicked.
Correct.
Yeah. We didn't lose too much time. Matter of fact, we gained a lot of time because we ran through the entire thing. So we're actually probably ahead of schedule. Yeah, we're probably exhausted. So I think we'll probably try to take a reasonable, course. I don't think we're like hustling at this point. That's what I'm assuming. We just ran Hank almost into the dirt with a ham. So like the ham turbocharger, but he's probably got to cool his ham jets. And
we fed him the ham.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't know his ham limits yet.
Actually,
I don't want to find out.
How's everyone's armor and health looking?
Well, speaking of, the edge of the forest was me getting my armor, right?
It was actually not until you got to the research facility. Yeah, sorry, dog.
I was trying to bully my GM again.
Nope.
Or what do you call it now?
Not today.
No, it's just called it's just bullying. You don't get another you don't get another word to call it. It's just, that's just what it is.
I wanted to be more accurate to replace GM in Vault.
Oh, archivist.
Archivist.
Yeah. Which is actually great because it makes you sound like so much more of a dork.
Yeah, and who I am really going to bully that archivist.
Give your GM a wedgie because you have to.
Right.
One of my favorite things to do whenever I'm playing a tabletop game is talk about how we're going to bully X, Y, or Z nerd while we're playing tabletop games.
It's usually pretty accurate in my experience.
So that's universal across tabletop groups?
Right.
Okay.
It's the first fantasy that comes to every player's mind.
Make your archivist cry.
Yeah.
Find me a nerd and bully him.
It's also great in game when people are like, we're gonna shove this orc in a locker. I mean, interrogate them.
Right.
Yeah. The whole rest of this campaign now takes place in a high school.
Right. We probably have time to talk to whatever that doctor guy's name is. What was his name again? The main guy that we're...
Yeah, Dr. Aspen Aracia.
Dr. Aspen Aracia. We should probably spend the time between here and his research facility, assuming nothing else goes off the rails and has another encounter, figuring out what the plan's going to be when we get there, because we have a time thing and we have all this time getting there, so we should at least plan it. Now that it's not going to be like a breaking an entry and looking around, we should work out the details of exactly what this is.
Yeah,
we talked about bullying a nerd, and this guy's a scientist, and he is suspiciously targeted explicitly by the trees in the realm of the Glade folk, the Emberphites.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for anybody watching the stream, this is actually how you bully the archivist. It's just whatever character the archivist is playing, you bully that character in fiction, and then it's fine because you're just playing the part. But yeah,
especially when they make a really cool character that they want to make a real big thing in the game.
God, those are the best ones to bully.
We're going to take you over to this area at the edge of the map, and that's where we're going to bully you. Somewhere off the beaten trail. Somewhere you maybe haven't prepared to be.
Okay, cool. So we have objective 1, right? We want to talk with Dr. Aracia, find out any other thing that you can find out about what's going on. We are setting a kind of slow and steady pace as you're going across the plains of Eba, which I think makes a lot of sense based on the track record you've set already. Is there anything else that anybody wants to do before you guys hit the facility?
Quick summary of our caravan resources. I know we've used quite a few.
You are out, as a matter of fact. When Hank made that last-ditch effort, I think he burned the last D12. So I have the resources in the waiting for when you guys earn them. But that's how I bully you.
All right, fine. I will dance, monkey.
Just as a reminder, mechanically, caravan resources are things you earn by acting in accordance to the predetermined tags for your caravan. Anytime you act within that, you will get a caravan resource that you can then spend on rolls.
And I'll just
Thank you. I'm gonna note these down real quick.
Yeah, please do.
I keep forgetting to do that.
Well, and I keep meaning to turn this into a handout that you can access, and for some reason I just keep forgetting. But yeah, no, it's empathetic command, mystical intel, philosophical R&D, or your favorite, threatening support.
Yeah.
Listen, it works, okay?
I feel like
It's
I've
the
got
easiest
some
one to do.
philosophical R&D to do, actually. Oh, wait, my
yeah?
coffee machine is going to explode. That's unscripted content.
Oh, no.
But anyway, I'm going to have to go turn that off. But also, I was thinking about the last scene. I felt like my character should have been more interested in the gigantic tree, because like part of the backstory I picked was like, what do other Ember Fights do when they're overgrown? And there was a giant overgrown, and we just drove by really fast, and I was like, kind of like, now I'm like, man, I feel like my character would have wanted to know more about that.
Okay.
So I don't know what research, or like if my character can spend some time thinking about that or whatever, like that, like in charge, or like was it if
did you notice anything in particular as we passed directly underneath?
That is a fantastic point. Nick, let's actually have you make the first roll of the game, since you are kind of.
I'm ready.
Yeah, since you're getting all this from a previous session, I'm gonna have you roll a holistics appraisal roll, and we're gonna set it's a TDV of starting at 10, and then the higher you get, the more I'm gonna give you.
Okay. I need that sheet. The downside to me having my character be a real piece of paper is that sometimes I lose it.
Like, in all honesty, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have all of my stuff on Roll20.
I know you have 4s across the board.
I have 4s across the board. And what did you want me to roll?
4s across the board.
A holistics.
Holistics appraisal. So I don't know what
appraisal. I have D6.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
That's not how you do it.
Nope.
You need the slash.
You're close.
Yeah.
All right.
So I got a 9.
That is unfortunately a 9. Here is what I will give you on a failure. Nectar, when you interact with overgrown creatures, which you're pretty, I would say, used to doing, given that you are constantly with Daisy, there is a lack of cognizant recognition in most overgrown creatures. Like, you get it occasionally with Daisy, but even with as much time as she spends with you, it's really an in and out kind of thing. The entire time that you witnessed this giant tree creature, which granted wasn't super long, you noted that cognizant recognition. Which is to say, this creature was not overgrown. It was just fucking huge. And that's what I'll give you on the 9.
And I know that it's not overgrown. It's not like maybe if people would just stick with their overgrown long enough, they would transcend into some like super smart town. There's like some sort of like tree puberty thing going on where like you get huge and then everybody puts their giant trees down. But if they'd have just waited long enough, it would have gotten.
Yeah, see, I need your arm to give you an Indian burn when I say, well, next time you should have rolled better, nerd.
Right, okay. All right, well, I don't know what's going on. But it wasn't, all we know is that it wasn't an overgrown, I guess. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily overgrown. Which it's probably way bigger than it's way bigger than Daisy.
For sure, yeah.
So, all right.
Okay, cool. And I'm not actually going to have you guys make a roll just yet for traversal, just because we're in kind of easy-going territory. There's no immediate dangers on the roads, and if you're taking kind of a relaxed pace with everything, then I don't see any reason to have you do that. What I will say is that Dr. Aracia at this point is very much tired of being in this fucking barrel. And he's gonna he's gonna say, "Hey guys, listen. It's starting to get real hot in here. Could you possibly let me out?"
I'm gonna try and pursue an empathetic command angle on this response. Hot in the barrel, yes, but they've been hot on our heels for you. Tell us why, and we might let you out.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and take the. Let me actually add that to your little tray here.
Give me that D6.
Yeah. I would also say that Nick did do some he was researching the nature of the overgrown of his species.
Also fair. I'll add a D4 onto that as well.
Nice.
Juice them numbers, boys.
Juice them numbers. Bully your archivist.
It's nice having a person who made the archivist help us.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So let's have Viaro. Let's have you make. This is also going to be holistics, and it sounds like you can go. You're trying to get him to give you this information of why all this is happening, right?
I'm making him a deal. I'm arguing parlay.
Okay, then yeah, parlay for sure.
I've got a 4 in holistics, a D8 in parlay.
Okay, and we're going to set the DC for this. I think given everything, we're going to set the DC. I haven't looked at anything. We're going to set it at, let's say, a 7.
Oh, okay. Roll again anyways, because I said I was going to... Oh, do I roll again? How do explosives work in this?
Explosives, yeah, they do explode, so you would roll it again.
Was that a 7? Okay, well, I got a 1 on the exploding. So a 9 plus 4 is a 13.
All right, hell yeah. Yeah, so there's kind of a pause, and Aracia from inside the barrel, you just hear him kind of sigh, just be like, "Just let me out, and I'll tell you whatever you want to know, okay?"
It wasn't the deal.
All right, look. To be honest, and this is really the honest truth, I'm not sure why they want me so bad, okay? I know that a lot of people know about my research, and a lot of people are not fans of my research. So my honest bet is that it's probably got something to do with that. It's probably got something to do with the fact that my research into Quick Reef is maybe it revealed some interesting things about the world that well, people either want to exploit or silence, and I don't know which the Emberfights wanted, but it's got to be one of those. That would be my assumption. Now, can I get out of the fucking barrel, please?
So you don't know why they're after you, which was the deal. Perhaps I can offer you another. It seems your research was a success.
Well, I mean, success is kind of a strong word. Science doesn't really happen with straightforward successes. We've been making a lot of promising progress, for sure, but I don't know if I'd say success.
Do you have access to Quick Reef at your lab?
Yeah, to say the least, yeah. When we get there, you're gonna laugh at that question.
Could you enhance my spike?
You mean put Quick Reef onto a weapon?
Have you discovered any way to increase its efficacy?
I mean, we've experimented with exposing Quick Reef to organic structures, but I mean, typically what happens is it takes over the structure itself. I could probably work something out, but we would need some time to do it.
You will at least try.
You have my word, I will try. Now, can I please get out the fucking barrel?
I use the spike itself to let him out of the barrel.
It pops open and he's just like, oh my god. Oh, that fucking barrel. Oh. And he kind of pops down next to you and says, now this might be a bit much to ask, but do any of you have anything to eat or drink? Because there was something in that barrel. I don't know what it was, but it's gone now. And I am starving.
Wait, what was it?
Are you asking me, the Arcanist, or?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
So they loaded several of these barrels onto your cart when you guys left Orad. They had travel provisions in them. Aracia clearly dumped one of them out so that he could get into it, and there was something left at the bottom, little residue that he had basically been eating for the last day.
Goldfish crackers.
Yeah. The little goldfish residue.
Yeah, just Cheetos pressed.
Like examining the remaining barrels.
I'm imagining we have maybe some kind of Huel, so Aspen Arasi ate all our Soylent or something. He's gonna be feeling awful in a couple hours. Serves the fucker right.
Well, that's kind of what I was gonna use as leverage. I'm trying to keep the upper hand on this guy. I would have some snacks if someone hadn't eaten them or dumped them on the ground.
Right, dump them on the ground being the operative thing. I didn't eat a whole fucking barrel of goldfish. I mean... Okay, so that's a no on the goldfish then. Fine, not a big deal. All right, so look, I'm sure you probably all have questions. I need to come clean about a couple of things, okay? So first things first, I wasn't joking about the jobs. You will have references once you return me to my lab. I don't have 1,000 petty coin at the moment. If you're willing to work with me on something, I'm happy to try and find some kind of way to make regular payments until your deed has been fully repaid.
You've already promised to make us whole with Blas. We will give him false information, and he will pay us. We can make payments in time.
Phenomenal. There is also the issue of my research assistant, which is, well, kind of a problem in and of itself. I told you that Blatzo's crew, well, they found me. I didn't have the chance to tell you how. I was sent out by my assistant, Saffir Pilsen. They sent me out to the coast, said that they found some kind of a new, slow-acting quick reef formation that we thought might have made a good subject for study, but as soon as I got there, that was when I got nabbed. So I'm fairly certain that what's waiting for us at the facility is probably Saffir having taken my old position. And I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but taking the facility is not going to be a walk in the park. I can get you through most of the security systems, but there's a whole team of interns that I may not have paid the way that I had initially advertised when they took the job, and they were maybe a little bit ready to see me gone. So that's where we're at.
So what does it propose we do with a scientist without anyone to work for him when we take over this research facility?
Well, obviously I'm going to have to find some new interns. If your lot are interested, by all means, I'd love to have a capable group of folks working for me.
I'll save you the breath, but not time for your lab. I've only time for the road.
Right, that was sort of what I had assumed. Listen, let me worry about the new interns. Right now, we need to worry about the old interns. And that's... well, oh no. And you see him looking out onto the western horizon, and you can't see where it's coming from, but you see plumes of black smoke that are coming up from the way down the road, just over the next hill, probably if we were going to guess, like probably something like a quarter mile away. You can see the smoke billowing up in the sky.
Are we close enough for that? Yeah.
Say what?
Go ahead.
Are we close enough where that might be the research facility?
Not yet. No. If you had arrived at the facility by this point, you would be way ahead of schedule. No.
Which is why I was going to ask: is it the Protectorate?
No, actually. So you've already bypassed this crossroads. You are getting closer, actually, to these crossroads by the time you're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And we see
there is no settlement that we know of that we would suspect would be the source of.
No. That way out here, not really so much. There may be the occasional hermit hut, but most of civilization has kind of gathered into these various cities or fiefdoms or what have you. Out in the open road, you don't find too many villages or anything like that, so that would be unlikely.
Viaro's already making moves to lay low, making us any lanterns on the caravan being extinguished, things like that.
Okay. Nectar and Hank, what are you two doing?
So Hank is pretty tuckered out at this point. Hank went ham, both literally and figuratively. Yeah. And at this point in time, I'm guessing is kind of a little bit sleepy, trying to keep up pace. He's almost half awake, gnawing at the remnants of this huge ham bone. But Hank probably being, not always the most keenest arrow in the quiver, but still pretty attuned to the world around him, has probably noticed the plume of smoke we're seeing rising, and is starting to perk up a little bit in a moment of what the hell is that? Hank is probably tempted to explore, but again, Hank is known for intuition and fast action, not cohesive strategic planning, which he leaves better equipped.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Hank to maybe slow up for a minute, buddy. Let's stop for a second, figure this out. We're still at this crossroads where we could potentially go around. On the other side if we wanted to.
It would be difficult to make any sort of crossing.
So let's really quick, Viaro. What you're doing is pretty easy to do, but I'm going to have you roll for it just for the fun of it. This is going to be a clockwork. Let's have a clockwork repair roll. TDV 7. To make sure that you get to make sure that you get everything out in time to not be noticed.
I got a 6 in repair and a 5 in clockwork. Rolling that D6. We got a 4. We got a 9.
Okay, sick. Yeah, you dim all of the lanterns. You slow the pace of the cart down to just a near crawl, so the noises of the wheels turning over these dirt and gravel roads are less noticeable to the people in them.
I feel like we should stop completely and maybe listen real quick.
Okay, sick.
Can I do I guess it's not appraisal unless it's money, so I guess it's a deduction?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's have you get a, actually, I'm going to have you do impression, I think. Okay. Let's have you do a impression holistics. I'm actually going to have Nectar and Hank make this roll. And it's a DC, let's say DC 10.
Well, I've got a 13.
Sick. Okay. And Hank?
Yeah, let me just, So Hank is just 1d6 plus 1, so he's not passing that by definition.
Wow, no, not at all. Yeah, no, I think that, Nectar, you slow the cart to a complete stall, and as you do, Hank, I think that you just start setting up a tent because you're just well, we're sleeping here for the night. This is just it.
Yeah.
And Nectar, you I think set out then on foot, and as you kind of round this corner and you peek your head over the hill, you see what appears to be a very nice. It's a mechanical steam-powered cart that has no livestock pulling it. It has been set up at the junction of these two roads. There appears to be little, not gates, but homemade barricades that have been placed across either of these roads. In front of the barricades and in front of this cart, You see several beings of various species, sex, and origin and background that are gathered around a fire. They appear to be talking. You got a 13, right?
Yeah, sounds like another set of vault peddlers.
That would be a good guess. And as you are listening on a 13, I am going to give you a tiny snippet of their conversation. Is just one of them who is sitting down looks at one of the ones standing up, who kind of appears to be in charge, and they say, "This is taking forever. How long have we been waiting?" And the guy standing says, "They'll be here."
Okay. All right. Is there any? I have this like cloak of obfuscation type item.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if I could get any closer, just to make sure they're talking about us, I guess.
Yeah.
But it seems like they must be. I don't know how they would have gotten. Does this world have like telephones? Like, how does information get around?
Corey and I have been trying to assess this for a very long time, because your whole reputation as Vault Peddlers rests on what is basically Vault Peddler Yelp.
Right.
I don't know I don't know how that actually works on a national scale. It sounds like
Right,
Corey might.
okay.
Yeah, I can feel that question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, broadly speaking, it is the closer you are to civilization, like these three major cities, whether it be Arad, Vigil, or wow, I forgot the city we know the most about.
Ishtas.
Ishtas. That's the more tech you're going to have, because things are more financed. Vault Peddlers come through more, and this is a world where like things are scavenged together and put together. It is very MacGyver. So there are like pieces
radio and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's a matter of like, if you're near outposts, if you're near major cities, that's where you're gonna find it. When you're in like the periphery, not really.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I wanna be close enough to look at their steam rig and see if it looks like it's outfitted with any antenna or anything like that. Anything that they're in contact with somebody else, or
For sure.
and see if I can hear any more stuff.
Tell me a little bit more about that cloak of obfuscation. What does that do for you?
It says I can re-roll obfuscation.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool.
But that's all I have written down, so I don't remember like the rest of the entry of whatever I wrote down. But
no, that's fine. We'll play that in fiction. Okay, yeah. I think that traversal obfuscation makes the most sense here. You are trying to traverse an area secretly. So let's have you make that roll, and you get to re-roll if you don't like it.
I don't like that.
I imagine you don't.
I didn't like that either.
Oh my god,
man!
Oh my god!
Do
you want to use a caravan die?
What's the DV?
TDV is actually pretty high on this one. It's like a 13 because you're sneaking.
Yeah.
You are sneaking into somebody's camp, right?
Well, I was just trying to get. And I'm not trying to get in the camp. I'm just trying to get.
You're trying to get
enough,
closer.
To just check out, like, to see if it looks like they're geared up with like communication stuff, like if they're an arm of like somebody else's thing. But
we'll
I
put
guess,
it at a 10.
Okay, well, I mean, that's still really high for me. So I guess I'm not, especially with only a D4 in the.
You gotta get a 5 with a D6 that we got and a D4. I'm
plus 4, so I'm only at a 5. So. Yeah, no, I can't use it. I can't get there. So I guess I will tactfully not get any closer, since I couldn't find a path to like get any closer that was gonna keep me hidden.
Yeah,
but we know they're looking for someone. There's no point in if I can retreat without being noticed, I think that's what I'd do at this point.
Well, so actually I think that kind of leads us to our next thing here, because definitely what happens is you are in the process of kind of sneaking your way through this you're in the process of sneaking your way through these kind of long tall grass. And as you do, you like trip a little bit over your cloak, and somebody at the campfire says, "What was that?" And the guy standing up says, "What are you talking about?" "I don't know. I just heard something out there." And the guy standing takes out a very large, threatening-looking weapon of indeterminate value based on your roll, and kind of stands at the edge of the campfire's light, looking out. And he just stands there. He's not doing anything yet. But I'm going to make a roll.
How much like a tree do I look like anyway? Like, can I like play it off as a tree with my cloak on?
I feel obliged to ask because like I could try and do something. How far away is?
In my mind, he's definitely gotten further out than you would be able to just immediately do. If you're wanting to go check on him, you could.
I will remind the crew too that using the caravan resources can be abstracted, or you can use the item sheet too. So if there's an item there that might help you out.
Also true.
Yeah.
Definitely worth knowing that, like, because like given at any moment, you could have, because like clearly, I think it's worth noting that like the archivist adapts whatever you use and what you end up rolling in the TDV to what ultimately happens. So if you had abstracted some sort of thing you used to try and be sneaky, that might have had an impact. And anything I might try and do to help. Because at this point, I mean, I guess maybe it's been a little while. I kind of want to see what happens on his own though now that I know you're far away.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, if he's just looking out and he's being quiet, and I'm not going any further, and it looks like he's just standing there, I think I'm just gonna like chill in my cloak of obfuscation, but not really wait for him to turn around.
Yeah. And I think that with that cloak, I'm going to set the bar a little bit higher for me to try and spot you. We're going to say this is a TDV 13 for me, as this guy stands at the edge of the fire. That
was probably closer than it needed to be, but very dramatic.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeehaw.
He just stands there, and Nectar, for a minute, it's literally like you two are locking eyes. You are sure this dude sees you. He takes a step forward and almost looks like he's gonna raise his weapon. Nah. It's nothing. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. And then he just goes back to the fire, leaving you free to escape.
All right, I think I will do the escape.
Yeah.
There's how many? Well, there's how many of these guys are there?
You count 6.
Okay,
That's
a lot.
With your poor roll, you count 6.
Well, I had a pretty good view earlier. I just couldn't get any closer.
Yeah.
But the whole caravan, there's quite a few people.
At least 6.
This is how archivists bully their players. You see 6.
Specific wording like that.
Okay, so I make it back and I'm like, look, there's like at least 6 super jacked dudes that seem to be waiting for us. So we can either go around so we don't have to dance with these guys, or they have some pretty sweet weapons. So if we want to dance, once Hank's taken a little cat nap, maybe it might. And also their ride is super cool too. They have like this steam carriage thing. Maybe Hank could take the rest of the day off.
Hank wouldn't mind. Hank's a sleepy boy.
So I just want to start out by saying I'm sorry again. This is what I was going to tell you. You're not the first Vault Peddler crew that I've contacted to try and get free.
Maybe you should go first then.
Probably not. Let's not jump to conclusions here, because
all I know is at this point, I don't feel like we should be making any more deals where we rely on this guy's like word to like pay us off, or like everybody who's ever worked for him hates him, and now we're in like and we're doing this because why? Because we're gonna hook up with a bunch of jobs from you. I don't feel like that's a prize so much as a
So you keep an eye on him. Hank, you get some rest and let me borrow that cloak. We have the advantage of surprise. We can wait for them to sleep.
All right. Yeah, go for it.
As Viaro's going off, Aracia does seem interested in this. He asks you to describe the people that you saw.
I guess I just tell him exactly what I saw.
Yeah. When you describe the cart in particular, he says, "Okay, yeah, that'll be Debris. Do you know Debris Sepiant?"
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe you could elaborate.
Yeah, so he was you know how like you have safety schools when you're applying, and like they're the ones that you know will take you, but they're not really the ones you want to go with.
I'm not following you.
Right. Probably should have realized that school's not really... Sorry, that was rude. The... Debris Savion is a very well-known vault peddler in the right circles. He's known for always getting the job done, or he's always known for getting his payment some other way.
I see. And you owe this guy something that
1,000 petty coin was what I told the crews.
You've kind of got this whole "I promise people 1,000 petty coin" thing, huh?
You know,
has this been working out for you?
Well, so far actually, it's worked out really well. That's not really the point, though. I just want to remind you all, I was taken captive.
I just want to remind you that we have like 6 more barrels that we haven't broken yet.
Threatening support. Take a D10.
Oh god.
Look, when you're in a desperate situation, you do desperate things, and I'm sorry that's put you in an uncomfortable situation, but here's what's going to happen, okay? If Debris Sepiant gets a hold of me, he's going to ask for 1,000 petty coin, and if he doesn't get this 1,000 petty coin, which he won't because I don't have 1,000 petty coin, he's going to take me to somebody who will pay him 1,000 petty coin for me, which is going to be Blotzo, and when Blotzo finds out that I ran away, he's going to torture me until he finds out how I got away, which is going to point him to...
Yeah. To you.
To you.
We didn't know.
He's worth 1,000 petty coin to Blotzo.
Yeah, that's what here's the thing. I'm gonna have you just stay right there for a minute. I don't think you're gonna be running off anywhere.
Aracia is really reconsidering what he's just told you.
Yeah. So I go back and talk to. Well, where did you go? Did you go over to Spy? Is that what you did?
Yeah, I straight up like one of the many features that makes up Viaro's literal composite nature creature is like a heating blanket, a la like the creatures from Brave Little Toaster, and he buckled that up over his face and went ninja mode and disappeared. If you gave him the cloak, then he took that with him.
Okay.
He went off into the night.
All right. Why don't you do your thing? Because I need to talk to. We need to do a group chat. Either that, or I'm gonna have a vignette with one of our people or whatever. But ultimately, when you do come back, I think we should renegotiate whether or not this guy is the good guy in this.
I mean, I might be a while ultimately. Like,
all right, do your thing.
Well, the thing is like, was gonna wait for them to maybe doze, or at least have like one guard on duty kind of deal.
Okay. So if that's the case,
and Hank, you're asleep. That's what's going on.
I'm imagining Hank is probably curled up in one of the carts with the ham bones snoring. You know, almost like the ZZZ signs over his head, like in an old cartoon.
The whole cart like breathes in and out with him as.
Right. That'd be an amazing cantrip if you could make Z's appear over your head when you were sleeping.
So cool.
That's what I would do if I were a wizard. I'm just saying.
Let's Viaro, let's have you make your roll really quick. I actually do want to give you all the chance to have that conversation. So let's have you roll. It sounds like you're making. I'm a little bit torn here because on one hand you're being sneaky.
Obfuscation, skullduggery.
Sure. Yeah, obfuscation, skullduggery, and tell me exactly what you're trying to do so I can set a TDV for you.
Specifically, I am not looking to incapacitate any guards.
Okay.
I have heard that they have some high-level technology. I am looking to abscond with any of it for myself to use against them in any future
Ooh, okay.
encounters.
So you're trying to actually steal something of value from these guys.
Yeah, and if I see the opportunity to maybe set a trap with my sludge bomb, bio bomb, for when we do ambush them, I'd love to do that as well.
Oh, yeah.
And do you want to use any? What's the word? Caravan resources for this roll?
Good call. Because I do have we have
use them all.
D4, a D6, and a D10.
Yeah.
So what is? Okay, let me just take a quick look. Okay.
Remember, you can use something on the list, or you can abstract it.
Right, but I mean, the list is very handy because
yeah, sure.
I need you to do the functional equivalent of tying all their shoelaces together under the table so that when we show up, they're like, what?
They trip and look really dumb.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we need.
Okay, so the idea being
turn this into Home Alone 3.
You said use them all, right? Hank, how do you feel about using the caravan resources?
I think Hank is sleepy sleep, but Hank's puppet master says go for it.
Go for it. All right. Well, some of the the D6 and D10 suggestions are things that seems required. So using those things in conjunction with the bio bomb to make a Home Alone style series of things that they encounter on the way to try and deal with our ambush.
Oh yeah,
sounds really sweet.
Love that.
Rip wires and simple explosives.
All right, so
out there.
I'm going to say then, if you're going to try and do this, if you're going to just to be able to steal some of their stuff, that's still going to be high. It's going to be like a 13, but for every one die you get above that, you set a different trap. Does that make sense? So if he rolls like a 6. One number, value. One value.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you get a 16, it's the 13 to steal, and then 14, 15, 16 is 3 traps.
With knowing that DV, so it's a 13 to steal, and 14, 15 is more traps.
Everything up is more.
I have a 5 in obfuscation and a D6 in skullduggery.
All right.
And a D10 and a D6 prepared.
Odds are in your favor.
Do it.
I don't think we need to use the D4.
Okay.
Hold on.
I mean, you could not use the D4, but it's not like you can overblow the roll because you're just gonna get that many more traps, right? At that sense, you're like D4 traps.
You're 1,000% correct. But could we use the D4 later? Yeah.
All right.
Odds are pretty good that I'm gonna get it.
Go for it.
All right.
Famous last
Roll
words.
a D6.
Go for it.
I literally said famous last words.
Already I'm at 10.
All right.
So let's roll the D10. The D10's a 6, so we're at 16.
Hell yeah.
And you rub a D6 on top of it for a 20 overall and a 13.
All right.
Their shoelaces are so tied together right now.
I'm gonna present you.
Man.
Double knotted.
I'm going to present you with 2 options, Fiaro. The first option is to do exactly what you said. Take a bunch of little pieces of gear, which I'll give to you once you meet back up with the other 3. And you'll also set traps to make it difficult for them to follow you. That'll include sabotaging their vehicle. That'll include I don't know, tying their shoelaces together. That'll include
quite literally.
That'll
anybody
include
that's asleep, fuck them.
Yeah, that'll include messing with their weapons. The other option I'll give you is no traps, but you can steal their vehicle.
It'd be pretty
steal their
sweet.
vehicle when we kill them all anyway.
Yeah, the idea of doing Grand Theft Auto is really exciting just from a tabletop perspective. But there come risks with that, and the first option also has benefits. And as the person who is not character-wise adjudicating this one, I will leave that in your hands.
You guys heard it here first.
Okay, real quick. My question is,
Yeah.
having observed the giant smokestacks from a distance, and I'm getting this opportunity based on the fact that I've reasonably well snuck into the camp, what the hell does this vehicle look like?
So yeah, no, it's a good question, and I'm sorry I don't have a visual aid to give you here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, does it have a shitload of weapons? Like, am I limiting them by taking it before attacking them?
Oh, you're absolutely limiting them by taking it, of course.
Before attacking them, can they use it against me in combat? Can I use it against them in combat?
Okay,
is it like one less weapon as well as like one less mode of transportation?
Here's the thing: a vehicle in general is a weapon. Do you mean are there weapons mounted on it?
Yeah,
because
sure.
I can run somebody over with a car. That's still a weapon. Is that what you mean?
Fair enough. So I didn't quite realize, like, I guess cars exist in this world because we have a caravan.
It's a loose definition of a car, but it would definitely be big enough that you could ram somebody with it and potentially kill them if you were going fast enough. Yes.
It's like a steam engine, basically.
Yeah. You sold me on it. I want the car.
Okay, sick. So, Viaro, as you are making your way...
Could I argue?
Yeah.
That by adding a car to our inventory, this is some philosophical R&D.
I'm not sure I get the philosophical part of the R&D. It's definitely R&D.
We can change in the world with a car instead of a hank on a ham?
This is going to be one of those
times
where...
in 20 years when everybody has this, we're all going to be trying to get hams going again because we'll be like, we use too many steam cars.
So this is going to be one of those times, Adam, where bullying your archivist doesn't work because I'm giving you a car. So no, you don't get an extra caravan resource. What does happen though is as you are making your way through the campsite, you are a fucking ghost. You are sneaking between people who are passed out on liquor. You are jumping into this vehicle totally unseen. As you do, like a guard rounds the side of the vehicle and just walks completely past you. You actually time the starting of this engine with the very loud snores of one of the guards sitting right next to the engine, and people don't even know that you are in this vehicle until it is roaring to life. And as it does, you tell me, has Viaro ever driven a car before? They exist in this world.
Yeah. I mean, given the fact, like, okay, I only found out about their existence a moment ago. But I would argue, given that, like, he is a tinkerer in general, someone with an affection for technology, old world in particular,
you're probably like 20% burned out clutch.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I am a car.
50% car.
Actually, in fact, would if you are going to make me take any sort of check to see if I can run over anyone, because you put the thought in my mind. Would my rusted VR headset trying to use old technology give me any type of benefits as I can roll an additional D?
You still have that one D4, yeah, that you could use as something too.
Yeah, but this would just be an additional anyway. Just doesn't have.
It would be. Yeah, you know what? I like where that's going narratively. So yeah, I'll give you that for sure.
Hell yeah, because I do want to take this thing out in aggressive fashion. Like, if there's anything in which I can power slide through on the way out, I'm doing it.
Yeah, no. So I think that what happens is you roar this thing to life, and as people start turning to you, they're confused. They're like, "What's going on? Did Jerry turn the car on? They don't understand that somebody has snuck into this camp, and they don't understand what's going on even as you step on the gas and you do this sick ass donut burnout. Your back wheel goes over the campfire, spitting it out, sending this whole campfire into darkness as you bust backwards back towards your party. Now, what is going to happen here as a result is that the aforementioned conversation between the three of you now needs to take place as you are going very fast. Because they will come and get you if you just park back where you were.
Well,
That's fine.
I didn't necessarily indicate that I wanted to go back to the party.
Oh, where are you going?
I just lit the show. I can go wherever I want. I don't want to go towards the party. I can now make a loop to like come back at camp.
Just gonna run them over?
Yeah, are you just trying to ram people? Like what?
Yeah, I figure I'll have backup in time.
Okay, that's.
We probably hear this, right?
Yeah, you definitely do. From over the hilltop, you hear this engine roar to life. You hear people shouting, and you're gonna hear people shooting guns, because that's also a thing that's gonna happen.
All right, I think. Has Hank rested at this point? Like, could we go forward on foot?
Yeah.
All right, Hank, put this guy back in a barrel so we don't have to worry about him when we're gone.
Oh, now come on.
No, you deserve it.
Yeah. A surprising level of gentility puts him back in the barrel, puts on the barrel back, the top of the barrel back on.
Throw him a snack.
And pats it. Anyway, you're saying?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's do this on foot here. Let's go meet up the three of us here, because we'll bring Daisy or whatever, and we'll just try to show up around the perimeter here to see, what's going on, because it's either gone horribly for him. That's probably a scenario we have to assume could be happening. But
I don't like how many rolls Taylor's making over there, but I'm glad a lot of them are low.
He's got his elbow on the keyboard. He doesn't know what's happening at all.
Most of them are low. Not all of them are low.
No, there's some greenies in there.
Yeah, a couple of them exploded. So just trying to keep ahead of everything.
But yeah, we should show up to make sure that's what I think we should do.
That I don't die immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I get in on the action.
I don't have a lot of life.
None of us do. But you do have a car.
So, let me ask you this. When you are making your return trip, VRO, and you're kind of going back in to try and ram people with this, is there a particular target you have in mind, or is it just anybody who's in front of you?
Well, I did just put out the lights, but I might have, in my spin around as I did so, noticed where the highest concentration of people might be.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, that's going to be nearest to the campfire for sure. I'm going to have you make this will be traversal clockwork since you're operating this vehicle. And the lowest TDV is going to be a 5. Highest is 11.
Highest is 11.
Yeah.
I'll just roll it.
Okay.
I'm only rolling a D4, but I got a 5 in clockwork. So we got a 6.
Okay. So you do manage to hit one of them, who ends up getting kind of slammed to the dirt. We'll get back to them here in just a minute. The remaining 3 are going to go ahead and make some attacks on you. So I'd like you to make a clockwork traversal roll to try and dodge this gunfire as it gets sent your way.
What's the TDV on this one?
TDV on this one is 8.
Yeah, this one
Is he still in the car?
He is.
Should you get some bonus for like having the vehicle as cover?
I mean, they're shooting at the car. Tell you what, yeah, let's have you roll that D4 for the VR goggles. I think that makes sense.
Okay, cool. Then I'm not going to use caravan resources.
Okay.
I'm just going to roll the 2D4 and then add it to my 5. So that's an 11.
Explodes?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
For a 12.
That's 12, yeah. You managed to get out of this first pass clean. And I think that the way this works is like as this fire is like dying, this car is like a phantom in the night. Like the people around the campfire can hear it. They know it's somewhere there, but all of these hills that surround you sort of bounce the sound back and forth, making it disorienting and hard to figure out where the car is coming from. And then it bashes through again, driving directly over the fireplace, and they have to sort of jump out of the way. As they do, they're trying to take all these pot shots onto the car. Unfortunately, none of it is hitting. None of it is making any kind of purchase either in the car or the driver. And at this point, I'm going to say Nectar and Hank, you guys are now on the scene. You have sort of made your way to where the encampment was. What do you guys want to do?
And we just come across chaos, basically.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah.
Can we see any better than anybody? Like, none of us have like a night vision type. The Ember Fights can't see in the dark or anything
Not
like
to
that.
the best of my knowledge. No, I don't think any of you have that.
Yeah. Hank would probably do whatever he could to keep his friends safe in the vein of threatening support. So is there anyone who looks like a particular menace or is charging towards one of us, especially our current carjacker?
That's a really good question, Hank. Hang on for me 1 second. No, they are fucking completely oblivious to you.
36 111
111. Rolling bones. So yeah, no. As of right now, you guys completely have the upper hand. And I'm gonna get you guys set up with some stuff.
Yeah, if you don't mind tokening us up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a question of how much do we need to engage at all, or do we just try to make a clean break?
Honestly, that is entirely up to you guys.
Let me tell you as I come back in like 30 seconds, I'm taking another swing.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't want these guys following us around trying to get their car back for the rest of our lives. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd like a clean title on this car. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they call it when you kill everyone from the car.
That's right. A clean title. Yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is gonna be the angriest version of "Dude, where's my car?" possibly.
Right.
It's just the cover is Hank's hand gripping a club, dripping with blood. Puts a different vibe onto that movie.
Wee.
Alright.
They had more
caravan. They did, yeah. No, wait, there were... Oh, yeah, I had said 6. Okay. I can't count.
Now there's only 5. Well, I hit one real goodly with a car.
Yeah, you did. That is going to be... I actually kind of like the idea that placing that upside down signifies that they are...
They're down.
Yeah.
He's pro. Took the model over.
You know what I really dig in tabletop is when you play by Yu-Gi-Oh rules.
You've activated my trap card.
Oh, thank you so much for straightening out that other one.
I'm
That was
trying to
gonna
do
drive
that
me insane.
in our home games to Taylor as much as I can.
I feel like that's one of the most underutilized aspects of like people that play kobolds is like you need to lay traps in combat. Like,
Okay. So Viaro, yeah, you have kind of busted your way through the campsite here. You are now making a turnaround to try and come back down.
I mean,
to...
so I guess I have a direct question immediately because if we're gonna do this in terms of like combat rounds and rules and whatnot,
Yeah.
What is my move in a car if traditionally it is a 6?
That's a great question. We don't know. I am playing this by the.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I am playing this by the seat of my pants. Normally, I would play it close to the chest, but since this is a play test, I'm just gonna be upfront about it. I don't fucking know. So, what I'm gonna say, let's have your movement be whatever your movement is, plus your clockwork score.
That was gonna be my suggestion. That's incredible.
That's what comes to mind for me.
Yeah, that was exactly what I thought was gonna be like a good way of justifying whatever you wind up with. My clockwork's a 5, my move is a 6, I have an 11 move.
All right, sick. And you
Nice,
got
you're almost as fast as me.
Yeah, tons of space to do it in.
Don't let me drive it.
That being said, it is Nectar and Hank's turn. So you guys tell me what you want to do. You're coming across this situation. The only difference that you're seeing from the map is that in fiction, it is very dark. Visibility is limited. You can see all of these guys, but it is difficult to see everyone.
So I don't know what. I think my main thing is like I don't necessarily know what's happening yet, but I can tell that that group of people who aren't us or who aren't Viaro are being aggressive towards the car, right?
Yeah,
I
that
can
would
at least
definitely
tell
be fair.
that that they're on foot and that they're fighting away from us. So, but at the same time, I don't think Viaro knows that we're here. So if we try to get too close, we're just gonna get run over by a car.
I'm hoping. I'm
So-
not going to be able to distinguish in the dark.
I kind of want to get like, I mean, so it looks like based on the way this map is that every like that he's gonna like come down and then go to the right, which is his left, right? So like I want to just move up like a couple of steps to. Is that making a pingy thing for you guys
Yeah, it
too?
is.
Okay, I want to go right there and then just wait and like stay hidden. I'm sure I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna attract any attention because there's like so much going on. And then when he goes through, I'm gonna try to like pick somebody off. So I'm gonna get like my bone knife and my my whip ready, so that when he goes through and causes like chaos and like somebody dives out of the way, then I'm just like there.
Nice.
Yeah,
So you're
absolutely.
going to be within range of anybody moving away from
Yeah, if anybody takes like 2 steps or more, like when he goes right through the middle of this and everybody breaks out, I'm just gonna kind of be there.
Absolutely. All right.
Because that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Hank will probably follow in suit, as well, just to back up and again be threatening support in this case.
For sure.
Kind of like be the requisite muscle, in case shit gets hairy.
Okay.
When Hank met Harry.
Yeah, I can't move my own token, right? Is that by design?
You should be able to. Hang on one sec.
Yeah, I can't either. It's unfortunate. You probably assigned it to us, and I don't know why.
Probably so. Hang on for me one sec.
I did that the other day in the Lancer game, and I was like, why? And I just had to.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at Hank. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, so Adam Patterson controls Hank.
Mm-hmm.
Patterson, can you check that for me and just make sure that you can move him?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Let me just get the others real
No.
quick.
Hank isn't moving. No, Hank. No control of Hank token.
No control of Hank token.
No control of any tokens, actually.
Did you save when you, or did you just close it?
I did save. One sec. Yeah, no, it's saved on there. Let me
Well,
see.
I don't need to dwell on it. Just move me like here,
Yeah,
here, or here. Oh, now there's multi-Hanks.
yeah, I'm trying to upload a new one. Hank, can you move that one?
1 second. Unfortunately not.
Fuck.
I trust.
Hashtag roll 20.
Yeah, I
Hashtag-
trust her.
Taylor, I'm as a GM on here. I can try to F with this while you do this.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, for now until Corey gets it, just narrate your movement to me and I'll get everything placed where it needs to go. Okay, cool. So Nectar, I've moved you up and you are basically just waiting until shit goes down to pop off,
Right.
correct?
Yep, I'm kind of near the edge. I'm kind of like,
You can be a little closer.
I'm kind of, well, I'm hoping if you drive through, these guys are going to dive out of the way.
Yeah. I just wanted to be like, if they only have one space, right? Yeah, all good though.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes first. I don't want to get hit by a car. Super duper don't want to get hit by a car.
Okay. So I'm just gonna freaking.
Yeah, I don't know where initiative is at or if we rolled for that, but I think that's all. That's like the entirety of my turn. But the idea is that I'm just preparing for a
For sure.
reaction.
So let's actually take a look at this real quick. So first things first, let's actually start with what your intent actually is here.
That's why I drew a line for you. That's kind of like the intent of my movement. I don't know if you're going to end up having.
Nick, can you move your token?
What's your intent for the overall encounter? Is it just to steal this car and get the hell out? Is it to kill all these guys?
Personally, I don't know how the group feels about it. This is an ambush. They have a lot of cool shit. They already have their car. I plan on icing every one of these motherfuckers and taking everything they own.
Kind of in the same place.
Okay.
Yeah, and didn't our barrel-ridden friend imply they're less than savory types?
Oh, very much so. Yes.
He totally did. The only problem with the plan is that they're like relatively high end.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we can take them out, that will give us credibility. Like our star rating might go up, like on the street, you know. And plus, we'll get a sweet ride that we don't have to watch our backs for the rest of our lives. We'll probably run over whatever cool weapon they had because that's how Taylor's gonna do it.
I would. How dare you?
Running over all these guys, but
how dare you?
But he can't run over the car because we're in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like that's a good call on like a lot of different levels. The fact that these folks are basically known as assholes who won't be missed means that our again street cred star rating might increase in some circles, if not many circles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's roll.
Probably gonna make some friends.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So first thing we need to do then is what's everybody's movement? I'm pretty sure y'all are gonna go first because Viaro has the car.
Yeah, Hank's movement is 6. Just on its own.
Okay.
Flat.
And Nectar's is crazy high, right? It's like 11, right?
My move is an 11.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
And Viaro, I think we established yours is also an 11, right?
11 in the car, yeah.
11 in the car. Okay.
And so I've drawn like a path
12.
for the people that is like an efficient usage of my space, and then like where I'd end up. So I would end up over there, but drawing through like 3 or 4 guys.
Totally. Okay, cool. So let's have you make, I think that because you're attacking with the car, this one's going to be a ferocity traversal.
Not an incredible ring for me in throwing in L5R parlance. I am getting the D4 from the goggles, right?
You are still getting the D4 from the goggles, yes.
So what was it? Was like everything
it's
plus
a
after I got
so it's a TDV. I'm gonna put it at a 9 to hit the underlings. I'm gonna put it at a 12 to hit Debris.
Well, we'll definitely shoot for the 9, and we'll roll a couple of D4s plus my sad ferocity. We got an 8.
Okay,
that's pretty reasonable for D4s.
And then is that a total of 8?
That is a total of 8. That is with my ferocity of 3.
Okay, so that is a total of 8. So the good news is, I mean, you don't fuck up like actually driving the car or anything like that. But at this point, they have gotten ready for you. So as you're making this line that's going down it's going sort of down around this corner, you're seeing that people are diving out of the way in order to make sure that they don't hit you. As you're going by Debris, you see him literally just take like a single step as your tail end just slams by him, and he just leans back as it sort of flies by him. Hank and Nectar, it's y'all's turn. What do you want to do?
Do we have a hand signal for like, let's take out that main guy at the same time? Do we have like a WWF tag team?
Hank, do you guys have a signal for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just an elaborate hand signal for this guy is a notorious asshole and will have significant personal and financial benefits if we take him out. So
It's
Right.
It's one sock puppet eating 5 sock puppet hands.
Yeah, it's just
like
yeah.
That's actually feasible.
I want to combine our efforts here, in some way. Let me just check our. what was what was the thing that has our like list of ways that we do things, which is in
combat actions.
Combat actions.
No, not that one. Although that is a good one.
Are you talking about the list of that describes the approaches?
Yeah. The ways that we do stuff.
Look
that
under
gets us
basic.
extra bonus.
Look under basic roles.
No, like where's that sheet of our stuff, like our caravan?
Oh,
yeah.
Caravan resources table?
The one that's like, this one, yes. Threatening support, empathetic commit intel. Yeah, I don't feel like it fits in any of those, what we're about to do. No, all right, never mind.
No, this is just
Hey, at least you're being honest about it.
This is just double four-handed murder.
Yeah, and to give the scene here again, Viaro is basically playing bowling. Playing bowling for mercenaries, and the rest of us are like basically on the other side, like waiting to like jump in.
Right.
We're now about to jump in, which means that Hank is probably going to jump in for Debris.
Yep.
Speaking of Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong. You get like one action for. Oh no, it's 4 points.
Yeah, it's 4 points worth of actions.
Gotcha. And well, an attack is 2.
Based on in fiction, yeah, like how long it would take you to do all of these things. I'm saying you get 1 pass with the car.
All right. So I'm gonna. I feel like I can either hand you my whip if that would help your like strangling type situation if you want to get him from behind with like the whip, and then I could get at him with the bone knife or something like that. Be like, hey, I think you're missing a bone, and then just shove it in there. Very Arnold Schwarzenegger,
I like that Nectar's turned into like a pun guy.
Got this like, yeah.
Yeah, it's also
That's all I know.
something
Stick around. Yeah.
Viaro is whipping through.
First debris, now just debris.
Good fucking god.
God, I love Arnold quotes so much. Please start this.
That's right.
Would as Viara's whipping by, could Hank feasibly jump onto the car and basically like lean out the side, like with his like lead pipe just like swinging as the car goes by?
I love that idea. Yeah. Let's have you. I think that climb makes a lot of sense for this. So we're gonna have you do a holistics travel roll. To jump onto a moving car, it's a pretty high TDV. I'm gonna put that at we'll put it at a 12.
Oh, okay.
So it's a hard thing to do, right?
Yeah, holistics traversal, high risk, high reward. What's our caravan dice looking like at this point?
Oh, let me actually import those over. Hang on one sec.
Because
I think it's a D4.
Because for context, Hank's brutality, hardiness, and impression quite strong. Traversal, less so.
I mean, if
you can ride on Daisy.
If you were trying to describe it like you're taking the brunt of the hit and like grabbing onto it, you could probably say that was a hardiness approach or a hardiness roll, right?
It'll take some damage with it, but yeah, you could definitely do that.
I say you just get on Daisy and I slap her on the butt and you just go to town like a bronco.
Okay, so like, I know that we're figuring this all out live, right?
The same way. It's like, what does go to town mean in this exact context?
All right, so we just
figuring this out as we go, right? Like, okay, it'd be a hardiness roll. I think if he would succeed, he wouldn't take it because like he's not trying to like get hit by a car. He's trying to be able to take the force of a car as he tries to use be in the way and just get him.
Yeah,
he's good at.
Yeah, I mean that would be how it's traditionally done. But if we're doing what Corey was saying, which is standing in the path of the car and just taking the brunt of it, even if you're really good at it, that's going to involve a small amount of damage.
Yeah, I mean you could probably resist the damage as per the resisting damage rules.
Sure.
But,
So what's the final call from our archivist here in terms of the role to be had?
It depends on how you're doing this narratively. If you are just taking this thing, I'll even do you better. If you want to just take this thing, like full on and risk incurring damage, I'll give you a ferocity hardness roll, which I know is like Hank's forte.
You don't say. I will do that. Hank is kind of going into berserker mode at this point in time and is willing to take the damage if he can dish out the pain more effectively.
Yeah, absolutely.
For as much as like a big old goofball is, I'm sure the party is seeing the times in which Hank is genuinely frightening. And he's about to again risk bodily harm to again inflict even greater bodily harm. So yeah, this is going to be it sounds like a hardiness ferocity roll. Let's go. Hank is going to take that again, risking potential damage still, but so that's a roll 1d8.
I think implied damage, as I understood it.
Then I guess I'll use the caravan resource. That was weirdly bad.
Not great, yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, explodes.
Nice. So I will...
Give me another D4.
Yes.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh, man.
Holy shit!
How many people are you going to fuck up on the way?
Good lord. What is that total?
I don't know. I always roll a d4, but when I do, I get a 13.
14, 18,
22, 23. 23. Holy hell. Okay, with that, I'm going to give you a choice, Hank. You can either take a free attack on one of these guys as you are grabbing onto the car, or you cannot take damage.
How much... This is totally behind the DM screen. I was going to ask how much damage would I take. I think Hank is just not going to take damage.
Sick.
We're up against a lot of these guys, and Hank probably is going to need to Hank the tank it up. So Hank somehow vaults in with almost acrobatic grace, despite being 6'10" and 300 pounds. So Hank is in the car.
All right. Cool.
Well, on the car.
On the car. Yeah.
Oh, I just moved Nectar. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So you are on the car.
How did I get there?
Yeah,
That's
you are over with you are over now with Viaro at the end of this turn. Nectar, what was your turn?
Well, my first turn had just been to wait for these guys to back up.
Okay.
So I guess at this point, let's see here. I don't know. Nobody knows I'm here yet. Did that just make all of them turn around and look where I am?
I'm gonna say that this guy over here that's closest to you definitely did notice you. He's noticed that a group of people have come up behind him. But yeah, the general attention is definitely more on the vehicle.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Let me see if I can... I feel like the best... I don't feel like I'm going to do anywhere near as much damage and at way higher risk if I try to engage these guys. And you guys haven't really played out the car thing yet. We don't really know how long it's going to run before it runs out of gas or whatever.
We wanted to declare our intent phase, right? That's kind of how these combats work.
Right. My
overall plan this time is now I've got a Hank on hand, right?
That you do.
Is to take another pass, right? Kind of through this center area. Not necessarily attack with it. I know that's my big fork. Make my way back up over here. With the way combat actions work, I think I could taunt the entire party as I did so, which takes 2 points, and drop my bio grenade on the way, right as I'm hitting something.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my plan is gonna be to try to disappear here and wait for the right moment.
Definitely.
You gotta drop a Hank on the way. I drop a grenade after Hank in an area where he won't get hurt.
Okay.
And I get out of immediate combat.
Nectar, let's have you make a DC 8 obfuscation skullduggery, and that's going to be the end of y'all's turn, and then it will be mine.
I do feel like it will be worth what does Hank want to do?
So Hank's plan was to try to stay on the car and just basically swing by with
Yeah.
as you're going through.
Makes sense.
You're getting like an extra attack as you go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because is that how combat actions work? Like, when they got an attack only takes 2, does he get to take 2 on the way? Like 2 enemies?
He could take 2, yes.
Sick.
Well, I didn't roll very good. This dice has a high chance of not rolling very good.
Oh, that's just a 5.
It's a 5. Yep.
Okay, yeah, you are unfortunately not as invisible as you would have hoped.
Okay.
And I think that with the start of my turn, I'm actually going to have this guy who noticed you make his way over here. And
Sure.
he is... What's up?
He's got that cloak of obfuscation, doesn't he?
No, I don't. I gave it to Viaro. That's
yeah,
how he got this
Viaro has
car.
it.
My bad.
All right. What is your movement, Nectar? I don't think I hit you, actually.
That's a 12.
Yeah, no, I don't hit you. So this guy does see you and he says, "Hey, get over here." And he comes down on you with what looks like a big metal pipe. You manage to kind of swing around it, but the two of you are kind of engaged in combat now. Debris is going to take out a small little, it's, what's the word, like a camel pack? What's it called? Like a leather pouch of water?
Skein?
Oh,
Yeah. And he dumps it over the remnants of the fire, and he is going to create a smoke screen.
Shit. Oh.
I'm going to roll this here. Oh, it's not a very good smoke screen, unfortunately. But what I will say, let's go smoke. Do I have anything? Bet I probably don't. Nope. Anything from the web? That'll work. Okay, cool. So... So what's going to happen is on your next pass, Viaro, as you're trying to navigate, this area is now going to become obfuscated, and it's going to be harder for you to see where you're going and what you're doing. With that, Debris is going to take a step over... Oh. Back. Okay. Debris is going to take a step over here onto the side of the road, and he's going to hold his remaining action. This sap is going to make a movement up here to block the road, and they are both going to make attacks on the car. That's a 7 and a 10. Viaro, I don't think those are going to hit you with your improved movement, right?
11.
Hank, you are notably hanging out the side of the vehicle, though, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. What's your movement, Hank?
Hank's movement is 6.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. So both of those.
All right. Okay. Is it reasonable that only one of them hits him?
I think that's reasonable. Yeah. What's your armor, Hank?
Hank's armor is 6.
Oof. Okay.
Okay.
So what we need to do is we need to have you make a resist damage roll. And that is going to be, hang on one second here. Where is it? There we go. So it's going to be a hardiness roll with a TDV of 10.
Hardiness.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you can pick the approach.
Well, I mean, Hank is going berserker mode here, so
yeah,
it's
makes
gonna be
sense.
Pretty for hardiness ferocity.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like spittle flack, almost like his gums are flapping in the wind, like, you know, our lips are flapping in the wind as he screams out of the side of the vehicle. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay, cool. So you do actually resist all of the damage that you take, which is phenomenal. I think one of these things actually just hits Lucille and it kind of bangs the rod back for just a minute. And I think that is the end of my turn, although Debris does have a move that he is saving for the right moment. With that being said, Corey?
I have a combat question, actually, and this is just a peer behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Since we are in a combat is objective based. Do we know what the objective to this combat is?
Kill all of these guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. I did ask that, right?
Oh, you sure did.
Yeah.
Did we put like a limit on it? What happens if they don't? Or
oh, shoot, no, we did not. Okay. What happens if they don't? Corey, help me out here.
Well,
I don't know how that would work.
I feel like that would determine based on like how it plays out, right? Like if we kill most of these guys and one of the goons get away, that's up to you to decide in the meantime.
yeah, I'm trying to take a peek under the mechanic rule set for the.
Yeah. So to give all of you guys just a peek, we're gonna break the narrative spell for just a minute because this is a playtest. One of the things that we've been trying to do with kind of all of the Vault Peddlers combat stuff is to try and make it feel a little more like Indiana Jonesy, like you're less of like a free-for-all bloodbath and more of like a exciting chase scene kind of deal. And so one of the things that we've been trying to do as far as the objectives go is to make them more actionable goals that occur within a certain amount of time and offering consequences if those things don't happen.
To help facilitate that, I could help by saying that like the original objective was to kill these guys so that we could rob them of their stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know if that helps you in any way, like if they've left anything, if you want to tell us that while we're moving by something in combat.
So here's something I could possibly put out there. What if we said that your goal or your objective right now is to try and kill these guys so you can take their stuff, but like it has to be done within 5 rounds of combat, or see that this is Corey, this is kind of where I'm fucked up right now because I actually don't know why they can't just take their time.
Well, you know, presumably anybody that is a Vault Peddler, ultimately at the end of the day has self-preservation in mind. So they're not going to stick around for us just slaughtering all of them. People that get away could make away with certain levels of the technology that we're after. So based on the amount of people that get away, something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I think the natural consequence might be, like, if this goes on too long, people are going to run, and then they'll know your faces.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one, you know, they'd have to get away, and that's why, like, that's my main thing is, like, part of the objective being that we meant to just kill everybody. Yeah, if they get away, like, not only are they going to take stuff, but they're also going to know who just was, like, a murderous caravan that just like doesn't play by any rule. Because we don't necessarily know why these guys want to kill us. If they want to kill us, we heard them talking about some group.
For the record, I didn't mean to break the narrative. I'm just trying to.
No, it was a good question, and I completely spaced it at the beginning of this combat. So it's good that we brought it up. It'll be something we can carry into next week. But no, I think that I like that moving forward. That being said, let's go ahead and let's go through y'all's next turn, and we'll see how this goes. It's squad based, so whoever wants to act first can act first.
Is it before we go on, just real quick? Is it fair to say that like maybe in your system, like a combat is never more than like 6 rounds or something like that, and like that's how long it has to be before?
That like, is the intent. Like the objectives would be like time limits on combat,
right? Because that would also help like us like temper what our goal is, right? Like if it's like a room of like 100 people and like our goal is to kill everybody, then like that's more than you could do in 6 rounds. So that would get us to pick things that are doable in 6 rounds, basically, right? And then we would know that there's only 6 rounds, and then like and then you even mechanically you could have like things that happen on round 4 or whatever, like every time, right? Or like you could
That's
you
a
could
very
script an
good
encounter
note. I like that a
to
lot.
do stuff like that, right? And then that way there, like at round 6, basically the conflict resolves without the grid and like without the combat rules. Like you narrate through it and we make some like generalized rolls, so like it just goes that far. So like at that point then you just roll for each guy to see if they get away, and
That's
we
clever.
I
you know
like
what
that
I
a
mean? Like,
lot.
so there's only
I
like
like
so many
that a
rounds
lot.
of like actual combat. Then it never drags on.
Yeah.
like
Sick.
that.
Okay, cool. That is an excellent note. Thank you so much, Nick.
I like that it built on how like narratively it all played out. It's good.
Yeah. Vault Peddlers is going to be a very different game at the end of this playtest.
Oh yeah.
To say the least. Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and let's still finish it out. I still want to see how this is going to resolve with the system we have. Happy Hammers, it's your turn. What are y'all doing?
So that is like I've drawn ultimately my plan of path with the cart. I plan on dropping a sludge bomb right around the caravan and Debris, knowing that like as I cross the threshold of the thing here, I know that I'm entering the smoke and where Debris dived in.
Yeah.
Gone through this route repeatedly already. I'm really just trying to end up like right here where I've circled.
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. So with that being said, let's have you make that clockwork traversal roll. This time, because you are going through that obscured territory, it's going to be a little bit higher. We're going to call this a DC 12 to safely make it through without any kind of mishaps.
So, and I want to piggyback onto this action actually, because kind of what I want to do after seeing how Debris has done this the first time, I kind of want to see if I can shove him in front of the car as the car goes by. So like if he's just watching forward and he's just gonna make like this minimal thing, I want to try to get behind him and time that, right? So I want to, because like my goal, I'm not really worried about like these guys surviving, but like that one guy, I feel like is the success, like the primary objective, right? So so if I could, I want to like do this basically, if I can get away, and then just make a timed shove.
All right. So the
odds are not very good.
So real quick, the first thing you need to do actually is get through this guy, because you are in challenged territory right now. So let's have you make an action roll. That's an adaptation traversal.
This is a tall order.
And it's an underling, so I'm going to put it at like a TDV. Let's put it at like a TDV 8.
And traversal doesn't actually care what my move is. Is that correct?
Not
like
for
mechanically
this.
Speaking?
Not for this in particular, no.
That's the other side of the D4. So I got 5 plus 4, 9.
All right, sick. So you are going to make it through there. You move through challenged terrain as though it were unchallenged. So you are going to make that slip. I think that the way that this works in fiction, one of these guys is coming at you wielding a pipe. You dodge the first one, and you actually grab the pipe the second time. And for some reason, it's really easy to pull. Like, there's no resistance on the other guy's end. And you look behind you, and Daisy has the thing in her mouth, and she's just gobbling onto it, just shaking it like a bulldog. And you just slip past this guy and get right behind Debris.
Hopefully in a way where, because it's dark and we're in the smoke, doesn't know I'm there, but I'm just listening for this thing to come by, and I'm just going to give him a shove, stealthy style, just to see if it works out.
Absolutely, I think that's an amazing plan.
And I know Hank wants to take a couple of swings at some guys on my way by.
Ferocity, brutality, please.
All right.
And that's going to be TDV. Let's say a TDV. I'm like a 9 right now.
Ferocity, brutality. All right. Holy hell! That explode?
Shit, it does.
There you go.
Yeah, that's 21 for the first one.
Okay.
And Shiro over there, everything he touches, his head just explodes.
Oh my God.
21 and 11.
Hank, I think that what happens is you pick one of these fucking guys up and you hit the other one with the first one like a fucking baseball bat.
Yeah. And
Like-
the thing is, you know how Hank tends to sing and or scream the best hair metal
Oh, yeah,
hits
of course.
the 80s? He's actually, Hank thinks he's clever, and instead of singing "We're not gonna take it," he screams "You're all going to take it" in his best Steve Snyder impersonation.
Love it.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
All right.
All right. Cool.
I'm doing all sorts of things. I'm rolling just for my traversal. I'm trying to taunt, and I'm trying to drop my sludge bomb.
All right.
All of which with the ultimate goal of not making any attacks on any individuals, but supporting my team in a very threatening capacity.
You know what? Fuck it. Take your D10. Take your ill-gotten dice.
Don't worry, I'm gonna give it right back in a minute.
You're thinking like now.
No, that's exactly what we want you to be doing. So good. Yeah, no, I think that works great. So let's have you make that ferocity parlay roll for the taunt. This will be a TDV.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to make the traversal first before everything and see how the drive goes, or if you want to take like the taunt first. Like,
I think it makes sense that you would do the taunt first, right?
okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
However you see it.
Yeah.
Parlay ferocity. So it's D8. Or that's a 6. Not incredible.
All right. So the taunt is not incredibly effective, but you do still get your caravan die. These guys are experienced vault peddlers. They're not taking the bait. They're not like running into you. But let's have you drop that sludge bomb regardless. Does that have a roll attached to it on the item?
No, it just says on a successful hit at target, so I guess I would have to like.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just kind of wanted to drop it like as I took the turn, right around the caravan.
Yeah.
But it's for a specific target. That's fair. I was thinking it was going to take up an area, but it doesn't. It looks like it's like for a target to get their movement down, like cover them in oil kind of deal.
Yeah. I will say that is a campfire that you'd be pouring oil on.
Sounds cool.
Does.
I'll hold on to it, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's totally fine then. I am going to take this time. Nectar.
That would leave me with like still the traversal I'd have to make ultimately to
Yes.
like debris into.
Yeah. And I am
You
also
just drive through.
I am also going to say that because of the smoke screen.
Yeah. So let's turn the bio bomb into like this drive and attack and Debris protector.
Okay. Cool. So that sounds like I am stuck between. It's like an adaptation ferocity. Those are both approaches. Adaptation. Pick one. Adaptation or ferocity. Adaptation, and it sounds like it's going to be a brutality roll.
There. And what's the TDV?
That's what you need on the shirt.
TDV. It sounds like it's going to be a TDV. You're driving through obscured territory. I'm going to put it at a TDV 10.
All right, we're going to take the D10. So.
All right.
The brutality is only a D4, which is unfortunate. The 1 we have a 4. Rolling a D10. 9.
Woo, baby! Hell yeah! Okay, and the outcome of this in total is going to depend on me and Nectar are about to make some opposed rolls because you are trying to push me into the path of the car. Just
well, not
as
you personally, but yeah.
No, it's me. This character is actually deeply based on who I am. And you're doing this at the same time that I'm trying to grab onto the side of the car the same way that Hank is. So we're gonna.
That's what he was waiting for.
You're already leaning that way.
Yeah. So we're gonna find out who wins here.
He had saved his action, and this is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, this is my saved action. Your TDV is a 13.
Well, you got it.
Yeah.
I would hate for something to happen to that, though.
Be awful.
So this is you reaching for it as it goes by.
Yeah,
Do you
correct.
have anything that you can do to fuck with it?
Well, I mean, that's what my action is supposed to be, is just like extra shove. So like, do I apply this to, so if mine doesn't work, yours does, I guess is what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's an opposed roll. That's exactly what's happening.
So, I mean, I was thinking I was going to be doing a deduction of when that car was going to be at the right moment, because I'm like listening to it come by.
You roll whatever
like when
you want.
Well, I'm going to use it's going to be deduction for the right timing.
Okay.
It's going to be ferocity because I'm going to push, and I'm going to use that D4. But I feel like I could probably do it some better.
Fuck it up, Kenneth. Fuck it up, Kenneth.
Yeah.
What are you using to like put the D4?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, I guess.
Caravan resources? What do you have for a D4?
I mean,
there's not a lot like in the book for a D4.
no,
I don't know,
I mean, it's more like this is the size of a D4 type.
I would think like maybe you like set off a firecracker to like fucking scare him before you do everything. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm really just gonna use it more as like an elbow, like a shove. Like I'm just gonna use it to like take a step back first to like add to my momentum, right? I'm kind of like committing to it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the idea here.
Hell yeah.
So
come on, fuck it up.
okay.
What up, son?
Fuck it up.
So
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
Plus 4 is gonna be 8, and then I need a 4 on the D10 and the D4. Is that what's going on here?
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
I don't like those odds.
Come on. Come on.
You've been rolling.
Oh.
Been rolling a lot of ones, so 2 is better, but not what we needed.
No.
Okay.
All right. So
what happens is, you take a step forward to push this guy into the path of the car. And as you do, he whips around and grabs you by the wrist. And with his free hand, while looking at you, grabs the side of the car. And both of you get taken off into the night just as Viaro drops this sludge bomb directly beneath you. The ground below you erupts into flame. And I'm actually going to have you do a hardiness... what's the word? Hardiness and whatever adaptation hardiness, TDV 10, to resist 4 points of damage.
yeah, I can't. A 10 is an extremely hard thing for me to do because it's always D4 plus 4, right? So like, there's certain rolls that are just out of my jurisdiction.
That's one of the problems we're finding with this system, actually. Okay, so the fire. What's the damage on the sludge bomb? Is there, Adam?
No, just hinders movement.
Hinders movement.
So, but with the fact that it's like
on fire.
I mean, I wasn't gonna bring
real
it
quick.
up.
Corey has his hand up. What's up?
You can always make that roll because dice explode.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but it's not always. It's not always possible.
Well, that's the idea, right? Like if you want to try something that's outside of your wheelhouse, you need to dedicate caravan resources to doing it, but it would be like something that would grant you the ability to do it outside thing.
Right.
Either way, as far as the what were you gonna say, Adam, about the fire? You were saying about the fire.
Well, I hadn't. I ultimately had pulled back on dropping the bomb because I couldn't make an attack on an individual.
Oh, you didn't drop it.
That's what he had said before. Yeah.
Oh, well then never mind. Okay, cool. So then, Yeah, I think that the way I'm going to narrate this then is from the perspective of your caravan group. These guys have followed you around. They've seen you do all kinds of crazy shit. And they watch Nectar about to just murk this guy by pushing him in front of a fucking car, which is like so basic and banal and gruesome. But it's very... What they see in front of them is this guy turns around and just immediately turns the tables. He looks directly at Nectar in his face as he grabs the side of the car and yanks both of you, from their perspective, completely into darkness. All of you are just whisked away on this cart into just pitch black. And as you do, your blacksmith just looks and says, so, like, are they coming back, or? And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Solid.
Yeah.
Classic ending.
I am dead set about keeping these to 2 hours.
And that was nailed. We disappeared into the mist.
I will cut a combat clean in half. I don't give a shit. I'm out of here. I'm out of here at 9.
You monstrosity. That's amazing though. That is quite a stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited.
Really fucking
Taylor's
cool.
incredible at stopping points. He knows exactly when to place them.
No, I don't. It's just 9 o'clock and I'm done. So this is what's gonna happen.
But how fucking cool did that work out?
Okay, cool. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Thank you again to our wonderful playtesters. Guys, I do this every time we have a playtest. Tell us what you got going on. Plug your shit.
I got nothing. I'm literally happy to be here every week. I enjoy Taylor and Corey's company. I haven't gotten to know Nick and Adam, and it's been a blast.
Yeah.
While Peddlers is a lot of fun to play, and
This has been an absolute...
It's something that I've never done before.
Yeah. Seconding that, this has been an absolute blast. I again recently wrote a book on climate change and its impact for civilization and global security. I'm still working on finding a publisher, as I was all of 2 weeks ago. And when that is accomplished and I do find a publisher, you all will be like the 20th to know.
Yay!
Yay! We're honored.
Nice. No, I've enjoyed reaching through the Twitch stream and getting in on it somehow, but just by sheer perseverance and repetitive showing up to the thing. So it's been nice to play test this and hang out and play some RPGs. So it's been very cool. Still working on my own RPG. Just spent the whole day building the second prototype, trying to lock in this next publisher. And then we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, remember, by the way, when this is over, we owe you a playtest of Whisperstone.
Yeah.
That's gotta happen for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I just want to play it.
Yeah. I'll need playtesters for sure.
All right, and that being said, that is our stream. I am going to take just 2 seconds here to comment on what's been going on in the world. It is more important than ever that we show solidarity with everybody that we possibly can. You may have noticed there was a difference in the waiting room screen encouraging you to go look at your local abortion fund. These are going to become more and more important as the political landscape changes and continues to change. We do hope you keep those affected in mind as you move forward. I don't really want to say too much more on it because, frankly, I'm not educated enough on it. But like so many other people, I am just pissed off and anxious and every other muddling of stuff. So if you want to follow the link in our description, there's a link to where you can find local abortion funds that are like specific to your area. Deeply encourage you to donate if you have the money. If you don't, that's totally okay. Maybe share the link yourself on whatever platform you might have. But that being said, thank you so much for stopping in. We will be back with another week, with another return to the magical planet of Eba. Bye-bye.